everyone. I know I'm going live early. We'll hang out until the normal time. I know time change has a lot of people like screwed up on what time is what time. But yeah, we're going live early. I'm not going to like end early necessarily, but I have a lot of fabric to press. So we're going to do that tonight. Welcome in, Kathy. Welcome in, Melina. Welcome, welcome. Glad you guys are here. I'm thinking. I apologize. Bear with me. I'm just doing the thinking. So one thing that, if you guys can see it up on my wall, I did get the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery put together as of today. Welcome in, Susan. Glad you are here. So I did get the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt put together today. And so it's up on the wall. I'm not going to be able to do my screen quite the way I was looking for. So, you know, it's going to look a little funky tonight. So I just want to let you guys see that before I do anything else. Welcome in, Susan. Welcome in, Patricia. Welcome, welcome. Glad you guys are here. Yes, I do have the Tree of Life done. It's almost done. So we've got one slight problem. I changed my mailing address, my shipping address, after I ordered the Tree of Life. So my border kit is not here. And I did not realize that I should have already had it until obviously it's already late and I don't have it. So it is as done as it can be without the extra borders. So I'm waiting on my extra border kit. So that is what it is. Let me grab my fabrics and we're going to be at the pressing station all night. That's all I'm working on tonight is just pressing. I have got 2 projects that are getting started in the next couple of months. One is getting started this week. And Kathy is already working on cutting hers. I have not even pressed my fabrics. And then the other one is not getting started until January, but I'm going to get into cutting that. Kathy says that she hasn't even started hers yet. They just mailed the border kits Friday. Yeah, I bet mine is going to the wrong address, and I don't know whether or not my shipping is going to fix all of that or not. So we'll see what happens. Welcome in, Pam. Welcome, welcome. So I'm a little discombobulated. And as I saw on Facebook earlier today, I think you can't be combobulated. You can only be discombobulated. And there's a whole rhyme and reason story behind that, but I'm not going to get into it because I don't remember it. So it is what it is. I'm going to transition you guys over so you guys can see my ironing board surface. So this is what I'm going to be pressing fabrics for, is the Land That I Love quilt that we are starting on Thursday. Kathy from My Hobby Home will be over here joining us starting this upcoming Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm all over the map, guys, so I do apologize for that. I'm going to bring my microphone over as well. So, yeah, this is what happens when I go live early. And hang on just a second. That is actually kind of funny. Let's see. Welcome in, Laura. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Oh, I'm sorry about the cord being in the way, guys. My little hands that hold it out of the way. I took it down the other week and haven't put it back up. So this is my kit with all of my fabrics in it. The majority of them are Riley Blake fabrics. And this is my Celebrate with Quilts book. by Lisa Alexander and Susan Ake. And that is going to have the Land That I Love pattern in it. Oh, goodness. Kathy said she's actually cutting fabric tonight for a new sew along / smash the stash that she'll be doing a tester block for on Tuesday's video. Awesome. Pam says that she'll be starting this late. She found an embroidery pack with that name. She may try to see if she can manage that right now. Absolutely. Laura says, I was just going to ask if you went early. Yes, I did. She said, I had my alarm set for a bit later with the time change. I didn't want to be late. Oh, no worries. I see some Old Glory in there. I'm using a lot of Old Glory as well. I don't know. I don't know what else they put in here. Let's see. Studio. The Henley Studio is in here. I don't know what all is in here. I know some of it's Riley Blake. I know that much. So for the, while I'm thinking of it, for the first stars that we're working on, that we'll be starting on Thursday, you need 11 blue fat eighths and 11 background fat eighths. Now my kit had some of these cut into fat eighths and some of them were not cut into fat eighths. They were cut into quarter yards, which if you don't know, a fat eighth is a quarter yard cut in half along the short side. So if this were stretched out completely, if this piece were stretched out completely, this would be a quarter yard if it had the other half to it. So this is a fat eighth because the way it's cut. Lori says, hi Tammy, you worked on Hunter Star for a bit today. Awesome. Yay. Well, welcome in. Welcome in. And you guys see my Halloween is down. The husband came in and took the Halloween down for me. So it is gone. So now we've got Harvest up here. You guys will get to see further up later on. You know what? Let me see if I can adjust it a little bit and bring you guys up. There we go. These little trees up at the top here. Let's see. There and there. Those actually light up, but I don't have them turned on. Welcome in, Glenda. Welcome, welcome. Welcome in, Judy. Welcome, Joyce. Glad you guys could make it. I did go live early, so I don't want anybody to feel like they are behind or anything like that. I just went early because I was ready to get started. Susan says another weekend with no sewing. Oh no! Oh no! I will be honest. I spent all day Friday, basically doing nothing. I don't think I did anything Friday. Was it Friday? I think it was Friday that I did almost nothing. And then yesterday I spent all day hand binding or tacking the binding to the back of a quilt by hand. And it was a queen size quilt. So I spent all day yesterday doing that, and I still had to finish it up this morning. I still had one thread's length worth to go. And I did just redo my starch, so my starch is all nice and fresh. And my starch bottles are refilled, so yeah, we will be starching tonight. So I do have some good news. So the channel is now monetized. What that means is that if you guys have the option for a super chat or something, if you guys see the link or anything like that, YouTube will send a portion of that to me. So if you guys do want to contribute, that is one way that you are able to do that. If you're not buying a pattern or contributing somewhere else and you want to contribute, that is a way that you now can. So I've got a couple of things that I'm looking at doing, and I'm going to give the announcement on Tuesday. I know like several other content creators. Oh, that's nice and stiff. I like it. I'm happy. My fat eighth is now pressed. So I've got only 20 something more to go. Something like that. So what I'm going to do is, I know a lot of other content creators do auctions and they do online or live sales. And I don't feel like that's a good fit for my channel here. So I don't want to do anything like that. But I do have things that I do want to sell off. I do have some quilts that are finished that I do want to sell off. Probably once I get Tree of Life quilted, it will be for sale as well. And then I've got other quilts. I have more quilts than I have space to keep all of them. So I will likely be selling some of my quilts. But I will be posting them up on another platform. So the Patreon website, the Patreon platform, that's probably where they're going to be posted. But I will probably show them live here on my channel before they get posted, or thereabouts, something like that. So I don't want you guys to panic. I'm not going to turn everything into please buy this, please buy this. I'm just going to show you guys what I've got. Let's see. Pam says that she long-armed a lap quilt and a table topper today. Yay! That's exciting. I really need to spend some time at the long arm. Both the queen-sized cross-stitch quilt for my sister-in-law and the baby quilt were both walking foot quilted. So I really didn't get to play with my long arm a lot lately, and I really need to get back to that. Susan says that she's trying to adjust to not having any of her kids here in town. Older daughter has a new house on the other side of the state and on the Olympic Peninsula. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's going to be tough getting used to not having them there. It makes holidays more challenging. It makes holidays a lot more challenging. So when we go live for Thanksgiving, and this is what I'm thinking, Kathy, you can tell me whether or not you're on board with it. What I'm thinking is we'll also kind of do a tea party on Thanksgiving Day. So even though we might be sewing some, we're also just going to take some time to kind of sit around the fire, if you will, and just chat and you know, be friends, all that kind of stuff, the fun stuff. Kathy says that is how she does things. If she has anything to sell, she'll show it and put it up on eBay as a buy it now and include a link on the channel. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I haven't thought about doing it on eBay. I think Patreon's a better option for me, just because I already have it set up and I already have it established. So I haven't tried it on eBay though. That's awesome. Pam says Susan happy she found a place you can go visit. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they need to have a place that Susan can go visit. It is a tough adjustment when your kids are no longer in town or no family is in town. I can totally relate and understand. They do take a fee. No idea about Patreon. They do. They take a little bit. It's probably less than eBay. Glenda asks if anyone knows whether there's a good deal on batting. I don't right now. And Kathy says she doesn't either. So what I do, and this is how I do it every year, I wait until Joann starts doing their Black Friday sales, and I watch for when the rolls of batting go on sale at Joann's. And I will order the roll from Joann's. I don't go into the store and buy it. I order it. And that's how I've always done mine. Let's see. Kathy says that she just found out today her son may be taking a job in Huntsville, Alabama. Oh my gosh. I lived there for a decade. The best, Kathy, if you like Mexican or Tex-Mex, the best place in the world, to me anyway, is a place called Rosie's Cantina. And they have 2 locations in Huntsville. The one on the Parkway is the better one. So when he is getting into town, let me know if you need me to remind you, and I will tell you where he needs to go eat. Linda's Electric from Texas has sales often. Ooh. I've never heard of Linda's Electric. That's kind of cool. I might have to go check them out. Let's see. 7 hours for me. Huntsville, Alabama, 7 hours. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's doable. Our closest family lives 10.5 hours. Let's see. If the mountain pass is clear in January, during the time that I am in the hotel, I will drive over, taking the ferry to see her. That's a good plan, Susan. That's a very good plan. Let's see. Glenda says Walmart had some good deals, but they sold out and it's gotten outrageous. Yes, it has. Kathy says that we love Mexican. That's what we normally eat. Yeah. So nobody compares to Rosie's Cantina in my book. Better than the 10 Hours Clarksville, Tennessee. Yeah. My favorite dish at Rosie's Cantina is the chicken taco salad, and I always order the lunch size. Like, I never order the dinner size because these portions are insanely huge. But if I could transport Rosie's Cantina up here, my gosh, that hands down, that would be the place that I would transport up here. My husband would transport a Cracker Barrel, but I would transport a Rosie's Cantina just because you can't find anything like it anywhere else that I have found. I'll put it that way, that I have found. And it's like not, I mean, it's not anything substantial. It's not anything I probably couldn't make, but it's just so freaking good. Ooh, good point, Laura. I hadn't thought about that. She said that Tiffany talks about Marshall's Dry Goods for batting. Marshall's Dry Goods does sell fabric. So if you guys have not checked out Marshall's Dry Goods, check them out. Glenda, check out Marshall's Dry Goods and see what they're running on their batting. That would be a good option too. When I remember checking their prices before, that was comparable to Joann's on sale, I think. Susan says Joann's have Pellon 20-yard batting roll on sale over the weekend. Don't know if it's still on sale. I don't know about that. I will say I use Warm and Natural or Warm and White, depending on which year I buy, or what I want for that year. So I don't know if I don't know if that was on sale or not. Let's see. Pam said that she used order from Joann's and did in-store pickup when she was in Montana. Now, I could see doing that, but they have to have it in stock. That is the one challenge, is they don't always have it in stock. So if they don't have a 40-yard roll in stock, then, you might get pieced batting, and that's no fun when you find that out halfway through your roll. Kathy says, we have a restaurant here that most of the waiters speak limited English, but luckily I can speak enough Spanish to order food because I can't have anything spicy. Yeah, the chicken taco salad at Rosie's is not spicy. I can't do super spicy. Like, even sometimes pepperoni is too much for me. So, yeah, no, it's not spicy. It's not super spicy, I'll put it that way. But, oh my gosh, it's so good. I get the guacamole on the side, though. Let's see. Susan says, me, it'd be El Caporal opening in Port Angeles, Washington. My kids and I love it here in Ellensburg, Washington. Oh, that'd be cool. I've never eaten there, so that would be new for me. Let's see. Laura says, I've never ordered from them, but I know she's talked about getting good deals on batting. Yes. Okay, Glenda says that she has checked Marshall's. Okay. Yeah, I haven't even thought of them in a little bit, so I haven't even checked. I didn't know. Kathy says that she always orders her Best Pass from Joann's because she can get it a little under $30 a gallon. The closest Joann's to us is 1.5 hours away. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Glenda says sometimes they have sales on batting, but not right now. Yeah. I mean, the good thing is we're not that far from Black Friday. So all of those Black Friday deep discounts should be coming out soon. And we should be getting like advanced notification of all of those Black Friday deals. So that's kind of a good thing if you're needing batting now, if you can wait until Black Friday. Judy says that she's ordered batting from Marshall's Dry Goods and have been satisfied and received it quickly. That's awesome. Yeah, apparently they just don't have it on sale right now. We were looking to see if there's like deep discount sales or something. I've actually convinced, I think I've convinced it's Kennedy to order a roll of batting as well. She's doing enough quilts right now that it would actually save her money versus getting the individual rolls of batting or individual bags of batting. So I think I've actually got her convinced to order a roll too. I have less than half of a roll left, but I know that is not going to last me the year because if I were to kit up all of the ones that I've got right now, I think I might be out of batting. Kathy says that she buys her batting at Hobby Lobby and it goes 40% off at least once a month. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I don't know how recently it was on sale. Maybe it's, what is today? Today is Sunday. Oh, it might have been this week that it was on sale. I don't know. But I think it was 40% off. But I buy it, when I buy it at Joann's, I'm buying it 50+% off. Like I'm buying it 50% off and then something off your total order or something like that usually. Like I'm getting steep discounts on it. Susan says closest Joann's to me is 45 miles away. My daughter told me there's a Joann's in Port Angeles and quilt shops in towns close to her new home. Oh, that's perfect. You'll have a lot of fun going to visit then. So my closest Joann's is 2.5 hours away, and I think it's like 187 miles. Something like that. Like, let me actually check. Now, Hobby Lobby is 10 minutes away. Hobby Lobby's close. I can get there. If I left now, I could still get there before they close at 8 if it was a weekday. But yeah, Joann's, no. Joann's is a bit further drive. 170 miles is the closest to one. No, wait. 138 technically. No, 174. Google is changing its tune on me. It's 174 miles to Joann's. Let's see. Glenn says she'll check Hobby Lobby. Pam says one of our shops about an hour and a half is doing 1 yard fabric free on Veterans Day for vets. I'll be recovering from surgery, so probably won't get there. Oh no. I'm jealous. I wish our stores would do the 1 yard free. That would be awesome. Kathy says that she only buys batting for small throws and uses the remnant of batting for her quilts that go to long arm for small projects. Okay, that works. Yeah, my remnants go to small projects as well. Let's see. Hi, Jess. Welcome in. She's saying hi in the chat, you guys. All right, Judy says Marshall's has 108 by 25 yards at 175. That'd be 80/20. Yeah, so I don't buy the 108. Here's my secret. The majority of the quilts, not all of them, but the majority of my quilts are 90 inches or smaller on one direction. I don't know, like, it's not necessarily both directions that it's that way, but at least one way it is. 90 inch wide, 100% cotton, 25 yards, 130. Okay, that's awesome. And that's at Marshall's. Okay. That's not too bad. Now when I buy my 90 yard or 90 wide through Joann's, when I'm buying warm and white or warm and natural, I'm getting 40 yards. And it's still $200 or so. Like it's not super cheap. But it's doable. It's doable. All right, Kathy, I do have to ask, have you cut any of your stuff for Thursday? Or am I going to be the first one cutting? Because I haven't decided. Because we're cutting. So, guys, if you have not looked at the Land That I Love quilt book, or the Land That I Love quilt pattern yet, in the Celebrate with Quilts book, in this book, if you've not looked at Land That I Love yet, you have not done any of your cutting. Okay. So you have 27 blocks that you are cutting out of your so you're using 2 fabrics for each block. You're using the blue and you're using a background, which is a white. A white on white or whatever. And there's 27 blocks to be cut. So I haven't decided yet how the most efficient way to cut this is yet. So I'm going to sit down and figure out the most efficient way to cut. So I will have that information. If you've not pre-cut, if you're following along with me and Kathy, if you have not pre-cut anything yet, I will have all of my 27 blocks cut out of... Oh, you're not doing the fat 8s. You're using dark blue, light blue, and white. Okay, that works. So I am using the fat 8s because that's what came in the kit, and that's what it tells you to work with. So if you've not cut into your fat 8s yet, don't cut into them just yet. Unless you are wanting to just be bold and go ahead and cut. I'm not sure I'm okay with doing that. Like, I'm going to have to figure out exactly which direction I want to go with some of these, and like how I want to achieve the most cuts and least amount of waste, you know, that kind of thing. Kathy says, just seemed easier to lay. It probably is. It probably is. Glenda says that she always gets 90 inch. Okay, that's perfect. Judy says, this is Marshall Dry Goods. I usually order 120 inches and a 90 inch, and it lasts me a year. Yeah. The 90 yard, or the 90 inch 40 yard roll has basically lasted me a year because I ordered it this time last year. So I kind of always, like, plan to order during the Black Friday time. I'm hoping that I have the money to do it this year, but I kind of need to make the money to do it this year, so to speak. Let's see. Pam says, you guys are tempting me. I don't need batting. I have 6 large quilt cuts from my last roll. Oh my gosh, 96 by 108 cuts. Oh my gosh, that's huge cuts. 6 will keep you busy. Depends on how many you think you're going to do in a year, Pam. Laura says, I want to do land that I love. I have the book and plenty of fabric, but with the holidays and hubby having shoulder replacement surgery December 2nd, won't be able to start until January at the earliest. Great news. Great news. So December and January, we are doing the duplicated blocks. So in the quilt, there are 27 plus 27, so 54 blocks that are duplicates. 27 of them are the smaller size, which is what the blue will be, the blue and whites, and then 27 of them will be the larger size, which are going to be red and white. And they're going to go in the white stripes section of the flag. So everything that we're doing in November and December is all duplicating. It's just, are we doing the super small version? Are we doing the larger version? You know, that kind of thing. It's not going to be a lot of different blocks. So in January is when we're going to start the different blocks. And I kind of felt like that was the best way to approach this quilt. At least for doing the content creation for it, because, you know, you can always catch up on these duplicated blocks in amongst all your others. So if you're doing 4 blocks a month, which is what I figured we were doing, it's like 4 different blocks a month, starting in January, then you got plenty of extra time if you are going to make up things, like making up, you know, blocks that you haven't sewn already. You've got plenty of time to do that in January through July to get your 54 other blocks done and still be finishing on time if you're wanting to finish on time. So we're finishing at the end of July. So it might not be ready in time for me to submit it to State Fair, but that's okay. But you do have plenty of time to catch up. Let's see, Kathy says that she's off work Tuesday. We'll be doing her cutting then. I have appointments all week long. So we will see what kind of time I have. I am finally to the last round on the temperature quilt that I'm testing, so that I can write the pattern for it. So I'm on kind of that last round, so I will have time to fit that in amongst all of this, which is really kind of nice. Pam says that she's going to be doing it later too, Laura. Laura says maybe we can catch it to go. Yeah, absolutely, you guys. Absolutely. All right, this looks like a polka dot on the camera, but it is actually little bitty stars, and it is a Moda fabric. The site of the stars makes is what I can see on the selvage edge right here. Yeah, we will be doing it through the end of July, Kathy. At least that's what I'm expecting, is through the end of July, and then we'll be finishing it up that first week of August, doing the setting and all of that. Unless we've pre-done any of that, we might do like a long Zoom sew or something like that to finish up the setting. But you know, the rest of it should be pretty easy. Let's see. Judy says, my first time I ordered from them, my husband and I drove there and shopped so I could see the batting before I purchased blindly. Now I just order and they ship. Yeah. That's why I like Warm and Natural and Warm and White when I buy my batting, because I know what I'm getting. Some of these others, I don't really know what I'm getting until it's already here. And I don't want to be stuck with a 40-yard roll of something that I'm not fond of. So, yeah. So I'm mainly getting these pressed and starched so that I can get going on cutting these, because Monday night and Wednesday I'm going to be working on the temperature quilt for sure. And then we are already starting this on Thursday, so I need to get some cutting done. Jess says that she's a Warm and Natural girl, that she loves it. Yeah, I mean, I like the Warm and Natural, but I do say that there is a point to Warm and White. If you are doing a lot of quilts that have solid white, or very light whites, then Warm and White would be the way to go. And so I think that may be the way that I go again this year, is because I have a lot that are going to have white background fabrics, and I really don't want to run into the problem of, you know, having a shadow come through. Susan says that she's going to be subbing Monday and Tuesday, doctor appointment on Wednesday, plus guild meeting Wednesday evening. Thursday I hope to want to sit and see the clues for Wild West. Awesome! Yes, Wild West should be fun. And I'm sorry I did kick the camera, my bad. I just realized I did that. Laura says that she's planning to do her Land That I Love with the American Gathering fabric. Ooh, that would be gorgeous. And she's hoping that she has enough. Yeah, this is one that you want to, if you've got the book already, go ahead and make your measurements. Like, make your, check and see your fabric requirements. The Fat Eighths part is just for the star blocks. There's a lot of fabric for the setting and all of that. So you want to make sure that you do have enough. Or, you know, you've got some fabrics that will go well with it. Judy says when she goes to Illinois, she stops at Hancock and buy a few bags of black batting. Yes. So I have used black batting all of once. I don't do as many quilts with black as I thought I would, and like as I used to. I used to do a lot more. But there is definitely, if you are doing a lot of black, if you've got a black background, if you've got black backing, when you go to quilt that, if you do not use black batting, you will see some what's it called? Oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. Words. You will see some pull through when the machine quilts the fabrics and the batting. You will see some pull through with a lighter colored batting. With a black batting, you will not see the pull through. So I do have one quilt that was quilted with black. I did not quilt it. That was when I paid to have quilted. But, you know, I would absolutely, if I do another super dark quilt again, see, not so, yeah, so not see. I can't talk. Whiskers, yes, that's what I'm looking for, Lori. You're right. Whiskers is the word. I could not think of it to save my life, you guys. I cannot word today. Ooh, Laura says that she thinks she has a fat quarter bundle and a layer cake. That might get you the blocks, but it may not get you the setting fabrics. Depending on how many fat quarters are in the bundle. So for the blue star area by itself, you need 22 fat eighths. So you'll get, out of 11 fat quarters, you'll get that. 11 of each. So keep that in mind, because a fat quarter you can divide up and make 2 fat eighths out of. And you need 11 of each, 11 of your color and 11 of your background for the star area. Then you need 14 of the 14 of each for your bigger white area stars. And I don't know if somebody's got the book handy and got it open or can open it up. I don't remember how much it said you need for the sampler stars, or if it said. I haven't gotten that far. I'm starting with what I have. Gladys says, thanks everyone. May have to switch to polyester. Yeah, so for some of them you may have to. Polyester is going to be a less expensive option. It's not going to be as warm, but it will be more fluffy. You just don't want to use it for anything if you're going to put it in the microwave or use it against heat, like a pot holder would be. You don't want to use polyester for that. So save your cotton for that. And then you could use polyester for quilts that are not actual quilts that are not going to need the cotton specifically. Susan says, I have also used Quilter Select bamboo and their wool batting. Love how well the bamboo batting hand quilts are. Yeah, bamboo is very good for hand quilting. Bamboo is very good for hand quilting. I've used, like, so Warm and White and Warm and Natural are 80-20. Well, 93-7s maybe? They're not strictly 80-20s. They're heavier on the cotton than an 80-20 is. Because an 80-20 is 80% cotton, 20% polyester. Warm and Natural and Warm and White are a little heavier on the cotton. But with that being said, you do have polyester in Warm and White and Warm and Natural. 100% cotton is going to have a softer hand to it than a poly cotton mix. But 100% cotton will quilt as nicely as the bamboo as well. I've not quilted with wool yet. I will say that. I don't think I've even used wool for anything. I've known so many people who are allergic to wool that I think I haven't bothered with wool for that reason. Like, not that I'm not interested in trying it, but there's so many people who are allergic. I don't want to guess that somebody's not going to be allergic. I guess is where my brain processes are on it. So I do, let's see, I've used black batting on a quilt not long ago. Worked well. Yeah. Black batting is fantastic. I mean, it's expensive to get black batting because it's just not the most common. But it's absolutely worth it when you're doing something with all that black on it. Now, we've also talked briefly, not tonight, but we have talked in the past about doing a New Year's Day sew-along. Which did you want to know? Oh, the stars that are in the red stripes, Susan, the Stampler stars. Does it give us a yardage for that? Does it give us a yardage recommendation for what we need for that? Or is it just use what you got left over kind of thing? Because I feel like there should be fabric suggestions for like how much. Like, I know on the left-hand side of that page with all of the measurements, the fat eighth measurements were pretty well spelled out for the dandy blocks, the 6-inch and 3-inch dandy blocks. but it wasn't, like, I don't remember seeing the requirements for the sampler blocks. And I don't know if that's because, and it could be because fat quarters are 8s for the samplers. Okay. That's, yeah, I don't know how many we're going to need. That's kind of my hiccup, is I don't know how many we're going to need. And I don't know, like, I'm worried because I don't know. My bundle, my kit did not have, like, I don't know that I've got the exact number of fat 8s across the whole thing for everything. Like, I don't know if they shorted me fabric or not. I don't know. So I guess we'll find out as we go, as we get further in. Like, I don't remember seeing how to figure out what we needed for the sampler blocks. Like, if I've got to look at each page, or like, I did not look. I should have looked. And it will take a lot of brain power for me to read right now. I fully admit it will take a lot of brain power for me to read. So, like, this in my kit was not cut. It was a full 1/4 yard. So I had to cut it and to make 2 fat 8s. So I don't know if that was intentional, or, like, I mean, there's going to be a few of these that I have to do that too. And so I don't know if it was done right. I really don't. Okay. Well, everybody's looking at that. So the New Year's Day mystery quilt over at Stitch in Heaven. I did go ahead and get my fabrics, and I'm kind of going with Rob's colorway, the red, white, and blue. So I will be making mine as a quilted valor. If I can word. I cannot word today. I just cannot word, guys. I cannot word. I cannot read, and I cannot word. I think Cotton Cut's sticking out of me today. Oh, brain. Brain is gone. That is why we touch fabric at night. We touch fabric because fabric doesn't require brain. Fabric just requires hands or fingers or an iron. Fabric does not require brain. At least not this part. 6-inch Dandy Star blocks, 14 background, 14 fat 8s, yep. And yeah, because I'm doing the 14 background and 14 red for those. I'll get those prepped closer to our start on those in December. This for the 6-inch ones. These are for the 3-inch ones, the ones that we're starting with. Because they get a lot easier when you go up in size. And I am going to do a test one to make sure. And I'm not going to use the 7/8 inch measurements, guys. So anytime it says the 7/8 inch measurement, ignore that. I'm going to cut just up to the next. I'm going to round it up. So please do not panic. I will round up. And I will give you guys the rounded up measurements. Like, I can't give you all the measurements, but I can give you what I rounded this up to as we go. So just know you guys are not going to get hung out to dry. I haven't looked at all the instructions, but I will. And I will have tested it. Susan says red setting squares need 1 3/4. Dark blue setting squares need 7/8 yards. Light blue 5/8. That's for the setting. 16 low volume fat 8s and 16 red. That's probably the one that we're looking for. The 16 is probably for the samplers. Is that what we're looking at? Welcome in, Nancy. Welcome. We are discussing the Land That I Love quilt that we're starting on Thursday. So if you've not heard of it before, I don't know. I don't think I put a link in the chat or a link in the box below. Let's see, did I? I don't think I did. No, of course not. I did not. We are talking about blocks 122 or 122 and 123. That's probably what I'm looking for. Yeah, okay. 28 of your blocks. And then it says that on setting squares, binding. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what we're looking at. That is what we're looking for. Yes, it is. Oh, welcome in, Alicia. First time I think I've seen you here. Welcome. Glad to have you on my channel. She says, hi, I did the Christmas quilt in the book. It called for fat 8s, which I had plenty left when done. Awesome. Thank you for the FYI on that. I appreciate it. This will be our first venture into this book. So for anybody who has not seen it yet, this is the book that we're starting on Thursday, the Celebrate with Quilts book. And we are doing the pattern called Land That I Love that is in this book. If you guys have not seen it, this is what I can show you. Let me make sure I'm only showing you what I'm allowed to show you. This is what we are making. We are making this flag quilt here. So in the blue section, all those stars are the same. In the white section, the white stripes, all those stars are the same. And then all the ones in the red are sampler blocks. So that is what we are going to be working through. So we're going to start that on Thursday night. Kathy from My Hobby Home will be over here joining me. I think I figured out how I'm setting that up, by the way. I'm going to do a test run before Thursday. So I can send you the link and get you in the right way. Oh, goodness. So Quilty Bird Piecing. Quilty Bird, Alicia, do you have a YouTube channel as well? Is that something that my subscribers can look at your page for? Is that you have a channel as well? Let's see. She says, hi, everybody. I plan to do the quilt as well starting in the spring. I also did the tessellate quilt from the book. Ooh. I need to look at that one. I think I saw that one the other night. Yes. I have seen that one. The other one that I want to make, after we get done with that, I kind of want to make the perspective quilt, but I also want to make, where is it? Come on. I want to make the blue willow quilts. That's the other one I want to make. She does have a channel, guys. So I do not have Nightbot set up tonight. Normally I do have Nightbot set up and you would be able to do exclamation selfie. So definitely hit up in one of my other lives this upcoming week and you'll be able to do exclamation selfie and get your link out to everyone as well. I will have it set up for you. Hi, Katie. Welcome in. Katie from Greenland Quilters here, guys. Let's see. Some of the sampler box used 2 different reds. I'm just one red. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So once we get done with the bulk ones, once we get done with the 27 blue and then the 27 duplicate white and red, then we're going to kind of dive in and do a block a week. And I know that's kind of a feverish pace, but we're going to do a block a week to kind of work through them at a decent pace without like going super fast. Oh, awesome. Katie says that they are having awesome northern lights right now. Fantastic northern lights. I have not seen whether or not we have any northern lights going on up here recently anyway. Katie, I am so jealous, says Kathy. Yes. So we get northern lights here, but I would have to use a camera to see them. And I would have to go out, and right now I have been a little under the weather, so I have not been doing that. I did see my doctor on Friday, and I'm going to see him again in January, but not until then. And they're going to keep me on the meds that I am on right now that are not really working, just to see if it's just a hiccup that it didn't work this time, or see if it is something more to it where they're going to have to change my medication routine again. I'm really hoping they don't, but we're going to see. We're going to see. Let's see. Katie says some of y'all in the northern states should be able to see them since another release of one's CMEs happened. Yeah, probably should. I don't know if I can. I'm northern enough I should be able to see them, but we've had so much cloud cover with the snow, I don't know. Alicia says that my advice is to take the process as slow as you need to because those 3-inch blocks are a beast. Oh, I know. The nice thing is we're going to start on these, but if we don't finish all 27 in November and we don't finish all 27 in December, that's something that we can always come back to and work on while we're getting the sampler blocks done. So in order to keep pace or whatever, that's an option, is to go back and work on them. So I'm looking forward to that. I did get warned about that a couple of times. Glenda says that she's got Northern Lights on her home screen for several years now. Oh, awesome. Susan says overcast here, so no chance to see them. Yeah, I think that's my problem right now too. We are supposed to be getting some more snow Tuesday. I know that's a couple days away, but we were getting sleet, and my weather app says snow showers should start in an hour a little while ago. So, I'm fully expecting that we don't have that going on right now. Kathy says that they're waiting for tornadoes. Oh no, that's not very cool. That's not cool at all. Let's see, Katie says that she's got cloud cover over the last 3 days, and then tonight they left. Yay, awesome. Congrats. That's awesome. Yeah, we have just had kind of a cloud cover kind of week. We got a lot of snow. We got almost a foot of snow when we got our snow. And when I went down to Cheyenne, which is 2.5 hours away, approximately, it takes me 2.5 hours to get there, I'll put it that way. When I went down to Cheyenne, there was no snow on the ground. There was snow through Douglas a little bit. Like, you really couldn't tell that Douglas had really gotten any snow. And then I did go into Douglas on the way back home. Like, I went to go visit someone in Douglas, and she had snow in her front yard. But really, I didn't see a whole lot of snow until we were looking at the yards. Alicia's in Alabama. We're still stuck between summer and fake fall. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. If you don't mind me asking, what part of Alabama? I know Glenda is down in the southern part of the state. I grew up in Birmingham, in the Birmingham area, and then I spent a decade in Huntsville. And then I spent about a year in Montgomery, and then I spent a whole bunch of time between Birmingham and Montgomery. Nancy, I am currently in Wyoming. My husband and I moved to Wyoming in May of last year, and I am so happy for it. I'm so happy for it. I love getting snow. I love still being able to drive when there's snow on the ground. I'm loving the climate here, and yeah, it's been fantastic. I love the scenery. Oh, that's right. Katie's mom was from Jasper, Alabama, and we were just talking. Kathy's son is looking at possibly moving to the Huntsville area. Let's see, and Kathy is in northern Louisiana. Let's see, Alicia says that she lives in Calera, just outside of Alabaster. Oh my gosh, you're a UH grad. Okay, most people don't know where Calera is. I lived, hang on. Let's see, I can tell you exactly where I lived, but let me do it this way. Let me look at the road name. I lived off of 25 across the railroad tracks from I-65. So you get off of I-65, and we were to the east of I-65. But to go into town, you passed across the railroad tracks that are always blocking blocking 25. Yeah, I lived in Calera. We lived there for 2 years. We lived in Calera for 2 years. I know exactly where that is. My parents actually live also in Chilton County as well. I won't give away their information, but they do live there. Let's see. Katie says that her mom and sister just passed away a couple of weeks ago, who also lived in Jasper. Oh, no. Sister-in-law, whoops. Okay. Her brother passed 2 or so years ago. Laura says that she's in Arizona. They've had several storm cells roll through today. I was watching your comments about that. The football stadium had to close the roof because of hail in Glendale. We had enough rain to give me a weather headache. Ouch. Ouch. I know you were commenting that earlier in Tiffany's live, and like I couldn't watch the whole. I couldn't keep up with the chat because I was trying to finish cotton cuts and get it off the machine. I did end up with a boo-boo that I had to fix. It is fixed, so you can't tell I had a boo-boo, but that's normal. If there's not one hiccup in a quilt, you live the other way off of 70. Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah. I know about where you live. Well, welcome to my chat. Welcome all the way to Wyoming from Alabama. From my last place of residence in Alabama. We lived there for 2 years. We rented a house. Little lady in Israel bought a house in Calera and then rented it out through an agency in Michigan. And you know that was a multinational operation going on, but it was a nice little house. Kathy says, "Well, I have to run. Haven't gotten rich, so still have to work to pay the bills." Absolutely, Kathy. And with that time change, that's gonna make you feel even more tired. So yes, get off of here. Go get some sleep. So you can make the money, so you can be here on Thursdays. Alicia says, thanks for having me. Absolutely, absolutely. Laura says, I need to finish my PMQ too, just not today. Oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I debated as to whether or not I was ready for it. Oh, a nephew of Susan's is moving to Cheyenne. Awesome. Awesome. So I've told you, some of you guys will remember from other conversations, that I've had the worst luck with doctors here because my last doctor, my last specialist that I saw, my last rheumatologist that I saw, my last two actually were both interims. They were only here temporarily until they could find a permanent rheumatologist. Well, the doctor that I saw Friday, he moved to Cheyenne from Indiana. And so maybe now they finally found somebody who is okay with the weather and okay trying to give this a try and see how long he can stay. Oh, it'll be nice if he's going to stay and hang out for a bit. I'm tired of changing doctors every 6 months. It gets aggravating to re-explain my whole story to him every time. Oh my gosh. The things in Calera I miss. I mainly miss going to Clanton all the time. There's stuff in Clanton to go to. Durban and... Oh, what's the other one? Oh, I can't think of it, but oh my gosh, yeah. You're a taste of home, Alicia. You really are. Susan says, Laura, I'll be in Tucson in February to visit my little brother going to QuiltCon. Oh, awesome. I really want to go to QuiltCon this February, but I'm not going to have the money. I already know I'm not going to have the money. So it is not going to happen. Alright, so I've got my 11 fat quarters, or fat eighths of each. So I've got my 11 blue fat eighths. If I can get a hold of them. There we go. So I've got my 11 blue fat eighths for Land That I Love. And this is going to be what we're starting on Thursday. We're starting on the blue ones. And then, of course, you guys will get to see a lot of these more up close and personal on the cameras when I'm working with them. But I wanted to go ahead and get them pressed out so I would have them for that. So I'm doing this one that's patriotic, and then January 1st, New Year's Day, Stitch in Heaven is doing their mystery quilt. And Rob's colors last year were okay for, yeah, I don't blame you, Alicia. She's got to wait until QuiltCon is closer to Alabama again. Yeah, that's going to be 2026. Yeah, I would have had to have waited too. You're much closer to Paducah than I am, though. I will say that you're much closer to Paducah. All right, so those I'm gonna get cut for Thursday. So the other piece that I'm going to press some of is I'm gonna get some of Fab Farm pressed. Laura says that she wants to go to QuiltCon but hasn't purchased tickets yet. Not really someone who enjoys large crowds, so I'm still deciding. Part of me thinks it would be an awesome experience. Yes, so what I would do is I would buy the passes to go to QuiltCon. If you can buy like the multi-day pass, if you're that close to it, buy the multi-day pass and go and see what you can see one day and then go back the next day or whatever and just take your time. Don't push yourself. Glenda says Wiley Sanders truck lines had a drop yard and clear. Yes. Drop trailers and fueled there a lot been 14 years since I drove. Yeah. Wiley Sanders tried to recruit my husband. And he almost went to work for Buffalo Rock. To drive, from one site to another. But he didn't. Alright, so let me show you guys. This is Fab Farm. There we go. I'm starting this in January. I am doing the large. So I am doing all of the blocks. All of them. I am insane. Yes, certifiably almost. So my background fabric is yards of fabric. I am not going to press that right now. And I'm not, because this came out in a kit, I'm not going to pre-wash any of it. So it is going to be what it's going to be. Now when Fab Farm is done, then I will sell the kit, or sell the quilt. I may be selling the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt. I may be selling, I've got other quilts that I may be selling. So once they're quilted, so just keep that in mind, you guys. If this is something that, you're following along watching me put together and you decide you want it, let me know and I'll put your name on the list to make sure you're the first to contact when it's ready to be sold. Let's see. Susan says we can't seem to keep surgeons. Dermatologists here, they seem to get experience they can here and they move to bigger cities and greener pastures. Yeah, absolutely. Susan says that she'll be buying the tickets in December. I don't blame you. Alicia says, I really want to do that quilt. I'm doing that Happy Halloween quilt. Oh, you're wanting to do Fab Farm? Is that the one you're wanting to do, Alicia? Let me know if it's Fab Farm. Is it Fab Farm or, well, I didn't mention our Puzzle Mystery Quilt. Let's see, Susan, I'm hoping to go into Tucson on November 8th for a quilt show. It's very small, but I usually find some great deals. Yeah, some of the quilt shows really do have good deals. Some of them really do. Okay, so it is Fab Farm. Okay, so I'm not starting this until January. So if you want to sew along with me, get the pattern, at least get the pattern if you're not going to buy the kit. You can do it in a small, this is the small, so you're doing almost just one of each. The sunflowers is the only thing that you're doing two of. Or you can do it in the large. So you can do it in either of those two sizes. And you can use your own fabric. Sean, from The Guy Who Sews, is going to be doing the small, and he's going to be using his own fabric starting in January. So I have my kit. I bought it as a kit because I did not want to go shopping for all of these fabrics. I felt like it was too much work for me to go shopping for all of them, and I wanted to do it. So we are starting this in January. Laura says that she has Legendary by Elizabeth Hartman. That's definitely on my list for next year. So if you guys don't remember, I did Star Systems by Elizabeth Hartman. And It was supposed to be 80 by 80 and I wanted a larger quilt. So I did double the blocks. So the quilt is 101 by 101. So it's almost 108. But I didn't add any extra borders or anything like that. You're doing the produce quilt as well. I bought the produce quilt. Absolutely. Absolutely. They are all kind of along those same lines. So when I do this one, I am going to start, they list the horse first. So I'm going to start with the horse first. Like, I'm not going to go out of order. I am going to go in order. So they do also have the strawberry kind of first, but I'm not going to do the strawberry first. So I'm going to pull out the fabrics that I need for the horse. That's what I'm going to work with first. So that's what I'm going to press, is the fabrics for the horse. And this is as best as I could figure. Let's see. Yeah, I really could not see trying to find all of these different, I mean, these are gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I could not imagine trying to find all of these different fabrics and hoping that I found the right fabrics to do this. So I went ahead and just bought the kit, knowing that my goal would be to sell it off once I was done. So I'm not planning to keep this quilt for myself. That is not part of my goal plan. It is going to be to sell it off, but I wanted to do it. Like, it's something I wanted to do. I just didn't want to buy all the different fabrics for it. Susan says that she's sewn 2 legendary quilts and have a 3rd cut and in the line to piece and sew it together for a lady who commissioned it. Awesome. Yeah, I was thinking I was going to go ahead and put my extra fabrics away, but I think what I'm going to do is, this is the only other one that I have out right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and press as many of these as I can. And I will fold them neatly with fewer wrinkles or fewer folds in them to put them back in the box. Because I just took them out of the bag. So, but I am starching everything. I do still have Stay Flow. I am now working on my last 2 gallons of Stay Flow. I have got a recipe for potato vodka starch that I'm going to try once I am out of Stay Flow or getting to my last gallon. Once I get to that, then I am going to swap over and start using the potato starch or potato vodka starch. Let's see. Susan says, Laura, I've sewn 2 legendary quilts and have a 3rd cut and in line to piece and sew it together for a lady who commissioned it. Wow. That's impressive. I guess I need to look at the legendary one and see what it looks like, because I'm not familiar with it. So I need to look it up. Laura says, Susan, I want to do it for my husband. I will have to make it larger. He is 6'5" and will want to be able to tuck it under his feet when he snuggles with it. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, my Elizabeth Hartman is still waiting to be quilted. She is sitting up on my shelf patiently. She is basted and just waiting. She has all my pins in her. So, Susan, did you do this tree scrappy? Is Laura's question. I didn't like the potato vodka starch to make starch like my grandma did. If you will send me a recipe for the starch you like, I will try it. I'm not 100% sure that I want to really be using potato vodka starch, but I'm willing to try it. Like, I need to try options because I need a good starch. I really do. I don't do, like, I've tried Best Press, and I'm just not a huge fan. Best Press for me just takes too much work to get it to dry, and to get it to behave quite like a regular starch would. I really do like the feel of starch in my fabrics, and I don't have a problem with moths or anything like that getting in, so like that's not an issue here. And everything that I starch gets washed before it's shipped out or gets delivered. So, you know, the starch is going to wash out. Susan says, Laura, my daughter has a queen-size bed, so I grew it with extra trees and borders for her. The second that was on commission made as in the pattern. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Yay. Okay, I have part of my horse pressed. And I think the horse is the only thing this gets used on, too. Maybe. That's the only thing I think it gets used for. So, you know what? How do I want to fold these? Because I got to put these in the tote. Let's see. I think I'm going to fold it this way. Because I'm trying to think of how I cut. So I'm going to fold the selvage side together. And I will fold it over so that way it is a large rectangle. So that's how I'm going to fold to put in the tote. So let me put these other fabrics down on the floor so they're out of my way so I have a place to stack. Let's see. I made the trees with 2 different greens, says Susan. Yeah, I'm going to have to see what this legendary quilt is, because I am not familiar. Oh, this fabric is almost reversible. You don't have to worry about right sides. But it's definitely a loosely woven. Like, it looks loosely woven, and it actually is. Like, it's not... I'm not really fond of this one. Like, it's not just a print. It's actually the fabric itself. Yeah, I'm not fond of this. These are the Essex homespun fabrics. I'm just not a big fan. Not a big fan. I mean, granted, I'm going to use them because it's what came in the kit, but I feel like these are going to fray really bad. Maybe I will be surprised. We won't know until January, but maybe I'll be surprised. Is Sasquatch in a rove tree? Okay, gotcha. So, okay. While I'm thinking about it, my last block for the Wyoming State Shop Hop came in, finally, and I have not started on any more of those. And one of my friends has also got all 24 blocks. Guys, I think 20 out of the 24 are all applique. I'm not a huge fan. Not a huge fan at all. I'm going to have to get Wonder Under and trace some stuff, and like, I'm not a huge fan. I won't be doing that again. Let's see. Susan says I also had found some brown fabric that looks like spiky fur for Sasquatch and another brown for tree trunks. Oh, that's a cool idea. That's very cool. That's very, very cool. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this fabric, guys. I kind of felt it a couple times before, but this feels like almost like tweed. The loosely woven tweed. Her kits are usually a mix of Essex, linen 44, and cotton 55, and her kitchen wovens and cotton. Yeah, I won't be doing that again. Now I know why Sean does not buy her kits. Why he's using his own fabrics. I love her patterns. So don't get me wrong. I love Elizabeth Hartman patterns. But this was kind of shocking. I did not expect this. And it's not that the fabric is bad. It's just, it's definitely not my normal taste. It will starch up well, though. Yeah, it is starching well. It is starching well. I just did not, that was not expected. I'll put it that way. It's definitely not expected. And I do feel like it will fray worse than any other fabrics I'm going to work with. So we will hope that it is not going to fray that badly. That's what we're going to hope. We're going to hope for no fraying. Oh, you know what? I folded that the wrong direction. Let me fold it the correct direction. The way that I folded the other one. All right. That way everything is folded the same exact way, so I don't have to worry about it. You know, when I go to pull these out and start cutting, I don't have to worry about them doing that. This is another Essex fabric as well. This one's a fat 1/8 versus a fat 1/4. And this one is actually used for something else. Let's see. Shirred with the sheep blocks is what this one's marked as. I mean, there's some other fabrics in here that are shared with other blocks too. So I'm going to have to use all my little number pens when I start cutting these. And I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have to what am I thinking? I'm going to have to do, that was the other thing. I was going to have to do Ziploc bags with each animal's name on it, or each creature's name on it, and divide up all my blocks, like as I cut it. It's going to be a lot of cutting. Let's see. Judy says that she's headed to bed. She'll finish watching tomorrow. Have a great night. Absolutely, Judy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out for as long as you did. Good night to you. Sleep well. I hope you are rested in the morning. So yeah, we are, so projects going on right now. Starting this Thursday is going to be Land That I Love. Tuesday before that, so Tuesday, Election Day, we are not talking politics over here. We are not talking politics at all. I do not want to hear anything politics-wise on the channel. So we will keep it politics-free. So you have a politics-free zone to come visit and hang out and talk fabric and quilty stuff. Then Thursday is when we'll do Sew and Tell. So you guys will get to see all the Sew and Tell entries so far. And that is going toward the April quilt giveaway. Susan says, I don't like using the homespun type of fabric. I use them in a Christmas snowman sampler. Look great, but didn't enjoy how they seem to want to go off grain. Yeah, that's my other concern, is the off grain. Because I am going to be super aware of the grain on that fabric. That's gonna bother me. That is definitely gonna bother me. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so this Tuesday is the first entry night for Sew and Tell giveaway for April. And I do still need to get my fabrics washed for the Sew and Tell quilts. But that is on my agenda. So that's actually on the agenda for January. So I will start working on it in January. So you guys will get to see a sneak peek of the quilt going together coming up in January. We will also be starting the temperature quilt in January. So if you guys end up buying my pattern for the temperature quilt, it is not out yet, so don't panic. You are not late. I still have to get it. I still have to finish writing it. But I still have to finish putting it together, so I have a sample quilt to show you guys. That is what I am working on, actively working on. But it's going to, once that is together and I can finish writing the pattern, I, of course, will be giving you guys updates, but that will be out by the beginning of the year. That is the goal, so that it will be out so you guys can get it before January. If you want to do the temperature quilt, I am recommending 1 yard cuts of every fabric you want to use. And it may seem excessive, but anything that you do not use in this quilt can go into your scrap bin. And it also means that if you choose your variables kind of wonky or something, and you end up needing a lot more of a color than you thought you would need, you will have plenty. That is one of my concerns, is that you will run out of your fabrics. Oh, Jess, yes you do. She said she needs to post a picture too. Yes you do. Alicia says I didn't have problems with fraying, but I made a point not to handle it too much. And lots of zip bags keep organized. The blocks have a lot of pieces. Yes they do. Yes they do. Now I bought, do I have it here? Do I not have it? Oh, hang on. I think I know where they're at. Let me see. I'm looking around my room. I am going to try, and you guys can tell me if this is a good idea or not. Let me see. I bought, there they are. I do have them. So they're not alphabetties. These are from Magic Pens, and they are letter and number pens. So A through E has the most of everything. F through N is here, and has, I think, 3 of each. Or has 3 of each until you get to J, and then K past is 2 of each. And that goes just through N. And then you've got 1 through 12, and then you've got arrows. And so they are in their own little container. So let me see. I keep going off camera. So I'm going to try using some of these. And I'll mix in with my other ones for letters and numbers that are not, or letter combinations that I don't have in here. I will work with like pieces of paper to do that, to get that going. Let's see. Yeah, I am going to do the zipper bags though. I am definitely going to do like Ziplocs. And I think the biggest pieces, at least for the horse seems to have the biggest piece. Let me go back to the page for it. Where's the horse? There's the horse. There's the horse. Okay. Piece N. Where is piece N? There we go. It's less than 6 inches. Oh, there's a piece that's 7 1/4. So, you know, as long as a gallon size bag should work, I would think. Or I've got some of the 2-gallon bags, but I really don't want to use those because those are really, really big. And my box is only 12 inches by 12 inches. Oh. So we will see. There's a lot of fabrics to this quilt, guys. I don't even think it tells, maybe it does tell. 23 fat eighths for the small, or 36 fat eighths, 7 fat eighths, and 29 fat quarters for the large one. So there's a lot of small pieces. Welcome in, Gladys. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the chat tonight. We're having new faces in here. I'm liking this. I'm liking it a lot. And for those who do not know, I did hit 500 subscribers Tuesday night. So as of Tuesday night, I became eligible for a monetization. And I know I've talked about it a couple of times, but I want to go over at least a couple more because I don't want anybody to panic. I am not going to set up where you have to be a channel member. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to be a channel member or do any kind of like recurring monthly whatever to be a part of my channel. You guys are always welcome no matter what. Okay? So I do not want you to feel like that is going to be something we're going to do, because we are not going to do it. But I have been able to go ahead and monetize or add the super chats. Thank you, Alicia. She says congrats. So I have gone ahead and added the super chats, as well as whatever the other little options in the chat are, where you can donate. I have never used those before. But if that is something that you like to do or you want to do, you are now able to do it on my channel. So that is the only thing that is changing right now, is that part is now activated. Okay, so you meant quart bags. Okay, let's see. You use quart bags because they have more in the box. I just fold the pieces and press again if needed. Yeah, I think I might be able to fit gallon-sized bags in these boxes, so that might be what I go to do. Jess says, congrats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I honestly did not think that we would hit this point. I did not think we would hit 500 until January of 2025. So I feel so very, very, very blessed by all of you guys for getting me to that point already. Like, I am in awe. I am shocked. Susan says, I'm happy for you, team. Thank you. Thank you. So it is now an option. Not saying anybody has to, but it is something I can enable that doesn't impact everybody, and you don't have to feel obligated ever. And that was what I was going for, is I don't want anybody to feel obligated for anything. I did look, and apparently the ads aren't until I hit 1,000. And I do have some plans for what I want to do when we hit that point. But again, I'm going to try to keep it as seamless and as unannoying as humanly possible. So my goal is that, nobody feels annoyed by my channel. And you guys feel like this is a comfortable, safe place to be. So that is my goal. Laura says, I'm so excited for you, Jamie. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Guys, I was actually in tears when I got off the channel Tuesday night. I walked out and my husband looks at me. He's like, what's wrong? Oh, I said, nothing. I hit 500. And he's like, oh, okay. All right, whatever. And he just goes back to whatever. I'm just like, oh my gosh. He was watching his iPad though. Katie says, congrats on reaching your 500 milestone, Tammy. Thank you, thank you. Katie says that she's trying to get to 2,000, but man, it's going so slow. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. And so, like, my big thing, I have not told you guys. Oh my gosh, I need to tell you guys. I'll tell you in just a second. Gallon bags do fit in the plastic product boxes. Awesome. Yay. So I do have a kink in this, but I'm just going to leave it for now. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll have to repress it anyway a little bit when I pull it out, so I'm not super worried about it yet. So I got asked, and you guys can tell me if you've ever been in 4-H, what I'm looking at. I have been asked to become a 4-H leader. I would be teaching quilting. Like, I wouldn't be teaching. Yeah, thank you, Joyce. We do have that goal, so we're going to hit it by October next year. I'm setting it a year out, so I don't have to panic about it. Let me grab my camera real quick. I feel like it's blurry, and I don't want it to be blurry. So let me grab my camera real quick and see if I can fix the blurry. I don't know. Okay. It is what it is. Okay. Can't do much that I thought I could. Okay. Gotta get her to 1,000. Thank you, guys. You're sweet. So I went to go ask about a space to be able to have Quilts of Valor group sewing time. One of the problems that I've got right now with my Quilts of Valor group is that I have one member aside from myself, and they are not in town. So they are an hour and a half away. So I need to have more in-town people sewing so that we can actually get like everything going. And how many of us got a bot warning and are joy-free? Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. Susan. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. Nightbot was kicking everybody for celebrating. Oh, Nightbot was being a pain. Nightbot was very much being a pain. But so I went to go ask about a sewing space for the Quilt to Valor group, because I want to start hosting like once a month, hosting time for people to come and sew on Quilt to Valor. Quilty Bird, Alicia says, I'm still trying to get to 50, so 500 is amazing. Great job. Thank you. I remember those early days. I remember trying to get to 50. I will come subscribe. Don't worry. Yeah. I will. Believe me, I will. But, oh my gosh. I went in there and I started asking about, getting some sewing space or renting a room. And the room prices are not cheap. But it's understandable. They've got to make some money to cover expenses for the building, that kind of thing. But it's the fairgrounds buildings, and the other group that I'm in that meets out there, they meet on Wednesdays during the day, and we have the room from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like, we have all stinking day. And so I was asking her about renting the room. But renting a room on a Saturday, which is their busiest day, because everybody comes out there on Saturday, might be a problem. I've got Sturch. Sturch sitting here. Oh, well. But she's like, have you thought about renting our sewing lab? Or did you know we have a sewing lab? I was like, you have a sewing lab? No, I did not know you have a sewing lab. And so she takes me and shows me the sewing lab. And there is space in that sewing lab. There's 8 machines, I think. 7 or 8 machines set up. They're all dropped below the cabinets. So when you go in there, you can bring the machine up to the desk level. Maybe you can bring it up higher. I don't know. I don't know how all of that works yet. Haven't even moved one of them yet. But I did take a peek at one of them. She did say that they were recently serviced. And so there's all these machines in there, and they're not being used. There was a person who was spearheading the sewing project part of 4-H. She's an older lady, and she has had a stroke or 2 or something, and so she's not able to do much anymore, and so she hasn't been meeting and doing anything. And there's like 3 other ladies that were helping her, but they're all getting kind of up there in age, and they really haven't done anything to ensure there's another generation to teach. And so they're wanting me to kind of pick up the torch and become the new sewing instructor for 4-H and run the sewing lab. And she said, if you're doing that, then you just have to mark when you want the sewing lab for whatever project you want it for, and you have it. So I could have the Quilts of Valor group come in. They wouldn't have to bring machines. They just need to bring their fabric or their, thread and, whatever they want to use on the machines. Use their, their particular scissors or rotary cutter or whatever. They need to bring things like that, but everything would already be there, and that's so fantastic. Welcome in, Terry. Welcome in. Susan says, I told my daughter if I started a channel, it would be hand quilting and be about as exciting as watching paint dry. Oh, you're so funny, Susan. You're more entertaining than you think. You are much more entertaining than you think. Don't sell yourself short. If you want to start a channel, you absolutely could, and there's quite a few of us who will tune in. It would have to be around my schedule. But I would tune in as well. I'm barely catching anybody lately, but I have been running myself ragged. So it's not surprising that I have not caught anybody live lately. I mean, I caught Teresa Louise today, and I caught Tiffany. But I did not catch William the other night. I meant to catch him. Like, I saw him go live. and went to go log in, but really I could, like, I logged in for a minute or so and that was it. Welcome in, Sean. Welcome, welcome. So, sir, this is my fabrics for Fab Farm. I have been pressing fabrics for the project that we are starting on Thursday. We are starting Land That I Love on Thursday with Kathy from My Hobby Home joining me. And so I pressed my fabrics to start on Thursday. And now I'm pressing my fabrics for Fab Farm so I can get started on the cutting. Because I figure it's probably going to take me a couple of months to cut. We're going to go with a couple of months to cut this. That is the game plan right now. Oh, good question, Sean. I didn't even think about asking that. Susan, have you claimed your prize from Cotton Cuts? And Sean, I do have a question. I had emailed in my guess on the Cotton Cuts, and are we going to hear directly, or was that what they were giving out those prizes for? Like, how do we hear back from that, or do you know? Do you know? Sean says, oh, I cut one block at a time, easier that way. Oh, that's what I'm going to do, too. I'm not going to cut all of them at the same time. I'm just going ahead and pressing the kit fabrics. That way I don't have all of it sitting there. Not sure how to, Sean, says Susan. Can you tell us how she needs to claim her prize with Cotton Cuts? Because I did see her name. I figure it's probably just email them. Wouldn't it be? That's what I would figure. And since I am doing the large, let's see, I have no idea. Sadly, they are down 2 staff members at the moment, so they may be a bit behind. Gotcha. Alicia, just subscribe to your channel, says Laura. Yay! Well, you're going to get a couple more, because you'll get me too. And Sean, Alicia is from my neck of the woods. She's actually living just down the street, believe it or not, from where I used to live before I moved up here. Like, directly where I used to live before I moved up here. And she is a new content creator as well. She is trying to get to 50. Or, wait. Are you at 50 yet? Hang on. Let me go back and look. Or you're just at 50. Guys, how many does she have already? You guys get to tell me. My keyboard is buried. I can't get to it. Oh, I can't get to anything. Oh, my mouse. My mouse is getting onto stuff. There we go. I will be after the live. I promise. Oh. I am looking forward to... Me too. 32. Yay! Yeah, you're going to get a whole bunch over here, Alicia. You're going to get a whole bunch. Yeah, as long as you stay true to yourself and you're enjoying what you do, that's the key. I emailed and sent them a DM on Messenger when I won, said Jess. Awesome. That makes sense. Yeah, see, I think I would email them. I actually had to email them tonight because I realized that I changed addresses. So my border kits may have been sent to the old address. And I don't know. I have not received anything forwarded yet. So assuming that they put shipping or tracking on it, then maybe they can track it because I don't have a tracking number. Yeah, that's what I would do, Susan. She said she'll email them and ask. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I had to email them to ask if my border kit can be sent to the new address. And hopefully I will have extra borders in soon. Sean says, for sure, I never thought I would have the numbers I have today when I started. Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. Sean, did you see that I hit 500? Did you see the good news? I'm in awe. I was very shocked when we hit it Tuesday night. I was not expecting that. They're a bit behind with some of the border kits, so they might not have shipped them yet. That would be awesome. That would save them a lot of hassle if they haven't already shipped it. So they could go fix it before they ship it. And ship it to the right address. Because I definitely need my border kit. Because I do not have any fabrics like this in my kit. So that you guys can see it, let me swap real quick. That is my Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt. Sean says, oh wow, I just saw that. I'm not surprised that you do a great job. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is my Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt, guys. Laura says that she hasn't received her border kit yet. I did not receive mine yet. And like I had to go back and look, and I was going, well, am I supposed to get a border kit? I thought I ordered it, and you know, I don't know. So I had to go back and make sure that I had ordered it before I emailed them, because I was like, I thought I ordered it, and I hadn't received or heard anything yet. And then I'm sitting there going, well, it says if you ordered the border kit, and I could have sworn I did. So I was literally thinking back through over and over and over. Y'all hit that thumbs up like button to help Tammy out. Thank you, Katie. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Either one, I'm good. Hit one or the other. Just let YouTube know that you are interacting with my channel and you want to be. That is the awesome thing. I love when you guys interact with my channel. It helps a lot. So this is kind of the start of a new generation, new era. It's kind of awesome that you guys got me to 500 before the end of October. Sean says that his border kit is still awaiting fulfillment. No rush from his. Absolutely, I understand that too. I'm not ready to quilt mine yet. I've got too much else to do before I can quilt it. So, but at least I've got the center part done, and the original like inner borders are on there. So this month starts the new schedule. So Tuesday nights at 6, Thursday nights at 6, and through July we're going to have Kathy from My Hobby Home over here joining me live to work on Land That I Love, and then still Sunday nights at 8 p.m. And all these times are Mountain Standard Times. So it is currently 9:13 Mountain Standard Time. So in case you guys are wondering, yay, I have a new subscriber. In case you guys are wondering, it is what? I don't remember what I was saying. I'm sorry. Alicia says, is PMQ your most recent completed top? Yes, it actually is. I just completed it this morning, or this afternoon, like right before eating dinner, so I could come live. So it's completed within the last 2 hours. So yeah, it's the most completed quilt top. I do have a small Christmas one that will get completed this week as well. But it's just a table topper. It's nothing big. And then let's see, what is the next one? I just finished up. Laura says, Sean, I'm not in a rush either. I have lots to finish up. Yeah. I just finished hand binding on the queen sized quilt for my sister-in-law, her cross stitch quilt. I'm not showing any previews of that. If you guys have seen me work on it in the past, consider yourselves lucky. If you haven't, go back and watch videos and find it. It's in there somewhere. I don't know where. It's in one of my previous videos. I've worked on quilting it on the lives. But just sent the email to them, says Susan. Yay! I have got the baby quilt is quilted, and I just need to finish machine binding it. Then I have to hand sew both of the labels and get them washed. Glenda says it is 10:15 where she is in Central Time. Awesome. Let's see, just finished the Barnstar sampler. I have not seen the Barnstar sampler. That sounds pretty though. Sounds very pretty. Sean says he finished his quilt top on Wednesday night. As an ambassador, got the clue early so I could show it on the live reveal. 11:15 p.m. You're late on the East Coast. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You are burning the midnight oil, Sean. That is the phrase. Oh, yay! Laura and I are on the same time zone now for the next few months until we change times again. It only happens so often, right? It only happens twice a year that we're on the same time zone. Now, what's really funny is I have a clock above my window. And it's one that my mom gave me for Christmas last year, I believe. I think it was the first year I was here, so I think it was last Christmas. I don't think I had it before I moved up here, so I think it was last Christmas. And it's shaped like an antique sewing machine, and it is the quietest clock. Like, you can't hear it click or tick or anything. It's one of those very quiet ones, but it's got all the little, like, the hands are outside of the case and all of that. It's real pretty. And it was off for the last how many ever months because we forgot to change it when the time changed. So now we're back on the right time. So now I can look at that clock and know what time it is again. At least until the time changes again. Let's see. Sean says, Laura, it means you don't have to get up as early to catch my lives now. You right? I still have to get up as early. Laura is the lucky one. Laura is the lucky one. Yeah, it was dark before 4 o'clock today. That is not cool. This is like the definition of after sunset. Laura says, always have a hard time adjusting to the lives. I enjoy watching. The good thing is now I won't have to get up at 5 a.m. to join Sean's live. Yeah. Yeah, it's just 6 a.m. now. And believe me, 6 a.m. is still early. Ask me how I know. I really do struggle trying to get up for Sean's lives. I'm so sorry, Sean. You're too much of an early bird for my night owlness. I'm too much of a night owl. Let's see. You quickly got an automated reply. Yes, that is normal. Yay. Yeah, they're really good about responding, Susan. Cotton Cuts is really responsive. If you've never had to email them before, they are really responsive. And that automated reply is basically to let you know that your email did get received. So, it's just a matter of when the team member is able to look into it, respond, and what have you. Laura says, I'm an early riser. I'm up at 6 a.m. pretty much every day, but I'm usually in bed by 10 p.m. Yeah. Well, the nice thing is, it will be 10 p.m. soon. Welcome in, Christina. I saw you subscribe. Welcome, welcome. She says, newbie here. Welcome. Glad to have you on the channel. Glad to have you here. We are in the I saw you subscribe, so thank you. We are in the process of just pressing fabrics tonight and just chatting. That is the extent of it tonight. Sometimes my Sunday nights are much more lively, and sometimes they are much more subdued. I love these After Sunset Sundays because my goal with After Sunset Sunday is to touch fabric, to feel needle and thread, to get that time in to recharge before you launch into the new week coming ahead. So that is the whole goal here. Welcome in, Linda. She says, good evening. Hope everyone is well. We are. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Sean says, it was rough when I flew to Australia once. Sunset in San Francisco around 9 p.m. the night we left. And it set at 4:30 the next day in Sydney. Yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh so hard. I am using spray starch. This is a mixture of Stay Flow and water. Stay Flow is no longer available. I am on my last 2 gallons of it. I just started into my last 2 gallons, so we will see how long it lasts. I used to be able to get Stay Flow at Walmart, but it has now been discontinued. So I'm going to be on the hunt for my new starch alternative. So it is starch, and it is spray starch. It's that Purex Stay Flow starch, but it is no longer available. Sadly, they have discontinued it. And there are so many people who are mad about it too, and I'm one of them. Sean says, I know I'm on early, like to think that I helped get the weekend started for some. Yes, you start the weekend, I end it. There we go. We are working as a team, Sean. But I am no longer live every Saturday. I am going to be live some Saturdays, but not every. It's going to be when I have the time, energy, and the reserves to do it. But it is not going to be every Saturday. Laura says, I love the Sunday night. I'm able to participate because my dad is watching football. During the week, it's more difficult. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. This is like absolutely my favorite. Like, so I enjoy the first Tuesdays where we do show and tell. And I enjoy the other Tuesdays as well. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy Tuesday nights. Because they're kind of like, you know, I found my niche. I found my time zone or time frame that nobody else was taking up. So like I wasn't like taking anybody else's slot. So I'm really thankful for Tuesday nights because they kind of got me started. But oh gosh, guys, I love these Sunday nights. I really do. Because I really feel like I get to connect with you guys a little bit more. And it's more relaxed. Okay, let me know when you are so I can let folks know. Absolutely, Sean, I will. Yeah, it's going to be hit or miss. I want to try Terrio Magic. You can dilute it to the way you want. Let me know where you find it, Laura. And let me know what you think of it, because I may try it too. Sean, I enjoy starting my weekend with your lives. Absolutely. I do too when I can wake up early enough. Sean is off to bed. Hope you all have a good evening. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, Sunday nights are really kind of this great catch-all. And I'm loving it for that. Tarot Magic is pricey and less stiffening than Stay Flow, says Alicia. Okay, gotcha. So you've already tried it. All right. Now the stuff that you're using, Alicia, is that the same stiffness as Stay Flow? Let me know. Let me know. I've got to find an alternative before I run out of these 2 gallons. I mean, I have been not starching things. Tammy, I will definitely let you know, says Laura. Awesome. Yeah, definitely try it out. See what you think too. Because I'm going to be trying everything. I really am, because I cannot do Best Press. It is just not, I'm not in love with it. I'm not in love with it, and I want to do things that I am in love with, and Best Press is just not where it's at for me. I've not had the kind of success with it that other people can rant and rave and, you know, are happy about. I'm just not finding that for myself. Susan says Saturday is the day I seem to sleep in, still waking up early during the week. Yeah, I sleep in on Saturdays too, so getting up for 9 a.m. live for here was tough. So tough. Terry says, I really like the Sunday nights. Someone to sew with. Yes, exactly. Alicia, I heard you can dilute half and half, but add less water if you want it stiffer. Yeah, that's what Stay Flow does. So maybe Terrio Magic does the same thing. I don't know. We will find them all. We will find them all of the possible solutions and see. Now the ladies at my group did the potato starch. Like, one lady bought a bottle and was giving it out for us to mix and, you know, put in our spray bottles and see what we thought. But I did not try it yet. I should have tried it. I should have just gone ahead and tried it, but I didn't. So I don't know. Yet. Let's see. And it is in Amazon. It's up to you how stiff it is. Basically boiling water, cornstarch, and additional water to your preference. So not only does it work, it's cheap. Okay. And that's with the Terrio Magic that you boil it. I like Best Press, but as time has gone by, I want a firmer starch. Yeah, that is part of my problem, Laura. So when Best Press first came out, I had been using the canned spray starch. I did not know about Stay Flow. I didn't know that you could mix your own or anything like that. It was all, you know, by the cans of Niagara. The aerosol cans of Niagara. And that was what I used. And I always use the heavy. Better believe I use the heavy. But when Best Press came out, I had to sell it too, so I had to swap to it. So I had to learn to like it. But now that I'm not sewing where I have to sell Best Press as well, I'm not a huge fan. I just don't really like it enough to go back to it. Let's see. No, Grandma's starch recipe. Okay, awesome. Yes. Give me that recipe. I will definitely, like, if you don't see my email on my channel, if you were there Tuesday night, I will hit you up Tuesday night. We will also get you into the Facebook group and everything else too. So, like I said, I don't have Nightbot turned on tonight. I really should go turn Nightbot on. You know what? Give me a second. Let me get this one pressed, and then we'll turn Nightbot on. Get everybody put into everything. Get everybody plugged in. So, one of the things I've been talking about a little bit, and if you're new to the channel, I do Sew and Tell the first Tuesday of every month. So, Election Day, this upcoming Tuesday, we are not talking politics. There will be no politics chatter in my chat. If you talk politics, I will shut the chat down and we will go. We will call it a night. So no talking politics. You'll get warned. You'll get one warning, but no politics Tuesday night. That will all be there when we leave the chat. But we will do Sew and Tell Tuesday night. And anything that you post in the Facebook group is private unless you say Sew and Tell. So you have to tell me that you want me to share it. So you have to put Sew and Tell in the comments, put it in the description, something like that. You have to tell me you want to share it. And with that being said, the nice thing with Sew and Tell is you are getting to see everybody else's Sew and Tell items. So anything anybody else is saying they want to share with you is what we're going to show. Every time you enter Sew and Tell, you are entering for this Sew and Tell giveaway. The next giveaway is going to be in April. Second Tuesday in April is the giveaway day. Second Tuesday in October was the giveaway day. Then 6 months later is April. So April, the second Tuesday in April is going to be your giveaway day. And so I will give away another quilt. It will be a throw size quilt. It'll be a lap quilt. But it'll be, generous size. It's not going to be super tiny, but it's not going to be super huge. I'm not going to give away queen or king. Shipping alone will kill me. But I am going to give away a completely made, pieced, and quilted quilt. Complete with a label with your name on it. Or if you're giving it to someone else, paying it forward or whatever, you absolutely can do that. Alright, so there is a link to Facebook if Nightbot likes me. Let's see, my daughter saw the Halloween bag, kind of surprised she didn't steal it. So Susan will love it. Welcome in, William. Welcome, sir. Glad you made it. We were talking about you earlier. You missed it. You missed all the chatter. Alright, so there's the Facebook link. If you are not a member of Facebook, the Facebook group, and you want to be, go click the link for Facebook. If you need to reach out to me via email, if you do not want to post in Facebook, you don't want to join Facebook or whatever, you can always email me as well for your Sew and Tell items. You can enter that way. You do not have to enter on Facebook if you are not a Facebook user. I'm not going to make you use Facebook just to use Facebook, okay? I am not like that. But yes, if you want to enter Sew and Tell to possibly win the quilt in April, put it in the Facebook group and say Sew and Tell. Tell me Sew and Tell. I will ask Sew and Tell if I think that it might be a Sew and Tell item. Glenda says, my brain never lets me remember Show and Tell. Absolutely, you are fine. I know that I've seen you several times post something and then I've asked, and you reply yes, and that's enough to catch it. So that is perfectly fine. All right, I see a couple links. Let me go get you guys in there. Let's see. Ooh, Jess, that is a challenge to look at. Okay, just saying. Jess submitted something for Stow and Tell. You guys can see it in the group before the live if you are a member of the group. Everything that you post in the group, unless you say Stow and Tell, does remain private. So do not panic if there is somebody that is not in the group that would not need to see it, then that is perfectly fine. All right, let's see. There we go. Where am I at? There we go. Okay. All right. Got you both in. Gotta love YouTube. Or gotta love Facebook. Sorry. Facebook is sometimes a mess. So welcome into the group, you guys. Welcome. Glad you are there. Let's see. William saying hello to Laura. Good night, Tammy, says Jess. Post this news and tell. Yes, I know. That is a hard one to look at. Oh, good catch, Gladys. Yes, if you have a channel, William, Alicia, you guys, Katie, you're here. You should still be here, I think. If you are in the chat and you have a channel, you may have to give it a second or whatever, and you can do exclamation selfie and go ahead and put it in there for me and get linked up. There we go. All right, so I am number 34, Alicia. I am your number 34. And Jess, if you haven't already left, you can put your link in there too. If you have, I understand. I won't force you to come back. Oh, William, you and I need to collaborate, guys. William saying good night to Jess. Have a great night, twin. Yes. Laura says, I don't go on Facebook much, but every so often I check in on my favorite channels. Yeah, that's the way it needs to be. That's the way it needs to be. All right, I'm going to bring you guys back down to the ironing board so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now that we've had the quilt up for a little bit. And Sean has already gone off to bed. Mr. Cotton Cuts Ambassador there. From the guy who sews. Yeah, William, you and I need to collaborate one night. Because I don't think either one of us would shut up long enough to get another word in edgewise. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. If you decide you want to, let me know. Let me know. You can always send me an email. But yeah, oh my gosh, where was I, guys? Susan just subscribed to you too, Alicia. Yay! Alicia's channel is growing. If you guys have not hit her link, go hit her link and go over to visit her channel. There's Jess's link coming up there. Gladys also put hers in there a minute ago. If you guys have not seen her channel as well, go click on her link as well. You may have to scroll up in the chat a little bit. I know I do. Let's see. Hers is The Confident Quilter. I think I did subscribe to yours. Yes, I did. I thought so. Woohoo. I got y'all. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I'm weird. just admit it. I'm weird. There's no excusing it. I am weird. William says, yes, absolutely. You're always invited to join the craziness. That is my channel. I will. Don't worry. We'll get there. I gotta remember when you're live. I think you were live Friday night, and I was toast Friday. I'd driven to Cheyenne and back and stopped to go visit with somebody after being at the doctor's office and having to do a little bit of shopping, retail therapy. So yeah, I was a little toasted Friday night. Joyce says, have an early appointment tomorrow, so I have to pillow. Good night, Tammy and everyone. Absolutely, Joyce. Thank you for being here for as long as you were. Thank you. Awesome. Laura says she subscribed to Gladys and William too. Awesome, you guys. Awesome. Yes, let's build up everybody's channels. Glenda says that she subscribed to your channel as well, Alicia. Now that the football game is over, we're going to switch to my laptop, says Susan. Yay! I should ask which football team you're watching, but, you know. Laura says, I don't catch many lives, but I try. Yes, you do. I know you do. You are a busy, busy lady. You are busy. Alright, I got a water spot on this fabric now. Let me move this down a hair so I can dry it. Laura says she watches a lot of replays. Yes, she does. Thank you so much, says William. Yes, absolutely. And Katie says that she watches a lot of people's YouTube channels. I do too. I just don't I don't comment all the time. Because usually my hands are busy. my hands stay busy, guys. If I am not, you know, doing all of this, I'm sewing, or I'm cutting. I'm almost always doing something. I am almost always doing something. So I don't comment a lot, but I do go and watch when I can. Hello, William, including Williams, says Katie. Okay, then. All right. I am pressing, in case you guys came in late or did not catch it, these are fabrics for Fab Farm. I purchased a kit. This is an Elizabeth Hartman pattern. Let's see, Katie says I try to comment on most of them too, even if I'm watching a replay and I like the videos. Absolutely. Glenda says, sorry she missed you earlier, Katie. We'll watch the replay later. This is what I'm pressing the fabrics for. This is Fab Farm. It is an Elizabeth Hartman pattern, and I do have the kit to make the large. We're going to be starting this in January. This is the small. It makes a 36 by 36 baby size quilt. And then there's the large, and that one is 75 by 77. Oh, 38 by 39. I can't read. So 75 by 77. I'm starting this one in January. So if you guys want to sew along, I advise getting the pattern now, so you can start prepping and cutting some of your fabrics. I am starting in the order that the pattern says on the front of the pattern. So if you are wondering if you have the pattern or you buying the pattern, down here is a little bit of text, and it says make your own patchwork farm using conventional piecing techniques. Then it lists the horse first, so we are starting with the horse. So we're going horse, cow, bee, goat, sheep, pig, chicken, pig, sunflower, and strawberry. So we are starting with the horse. So this is for January. This is way off. Earlier tonight we pressed fabrics for Thursday night. All I have done tonight is press fabrics. That is all we are doing tonight, is pressing fabrics and talking. We are starting Land That I Love. Kathy from My Hobby Home will be here starting Thursday night, every Thursday night, through July, through the end of July. We are going to be working on Land That I Love. So I was starting to press the fabrics for that. It's the best way to help channels, liking, commenting, and watching. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I just forget to comment. That is literally the only problem, is I'm forgetting to comment. Like, I'm sitting here thinking of comments that I need to type, but it's that matter of pulling the keyboard out or pulling my phone out to type. That is really what the problem is. Right now my keyboard is actually buried, so in order for me to type what I typed earlier, I had to dig it out. Katie says that her watch hours are the hardest to achieve currently. My watch hours are actually pretty good. I am actually set up that if I achieved 1,000 right now, I would already be set. So my watch hours are exactly where they need to be. So that's not suffering on my channel yet. And I think it's because I'm keeping my schedule. I think that's the biggest thing for me, is keeping that constant schedule. But that's not always achievable for everybody, so I totally understand. There's plenty of replays on Katie's channel. Awesome. Yes, we need to go watch some of your replays, Katie. Laura says that her hands are always busy. She has to be doing something constantly. Yeah, I am like that too. I will tell you this. I am in 2 different physical therapies. So I am in one for my migraines, and I am in one for my hand, my wrist. I have a de Quervain tendinosynovitis cyst on my left wrist, and where it is, surgery may not fix it. There could be surgery to remove the cyst, but it might cause further damage to my tendons and nerves. So if we can avoid doing the surgery, we're going to avoid doing the surgery. But the physical therapy that they sent me to specifically knows about the staff there takes an active interest. And so she's asked me what kind of motions I do while I'm quilting and piecing and everything. So I've been able to show her the motions that I'm doing, so she can show me ways or she can target those areas to try to minimize my pain and keep me going. Welcome into the chat, Rayanne. Welcome, welcome. She says, listening, but sorry I haven't commented. Been busy with dogs and hubby. No worries. No worries at all. Oh, these are the fabrics that I was pulling out last Wednesday and looking through. So now I am pressing them to get them ready to start cutting in time for January. I am going to just cut one at a time. Like, I'm going to cut the horse, all the stuff for the horse, and I may get started on the cow, but I'm not going to get started on that until I've got the horse completely cut out. And I am doing, because I'm doing the large, I will have 4 horses to put together in January. So I will have 4 sampler blocks from Land That I Love. I will have 4 horses for Fab Farm. And we will have the temperature quilt also starting in January. So if you guys have not heard about the temperature quilt, I am releasing that pattern at the beginning of January. Laura says, I understand, Rayanne. I have 6 dogs. That is a lot of dogs, Laura. That is a lot of dogs. If Andrea were here, I would half expect to hear her, going back out to feed the rabbits. She's the one with the rabbits. And always going to feed the rabbits. I don't think I could imagine doing the the 6 dogs. Right, and come back with, hello everyone. I love it. Love it. You're so funny. You're so funny. What was I going to say? So we are going to start the temperature quilt in January. I will be issuing that pattern out before January 1st. Linda says, oh, I forgot to tell you, the night I caught possum and hurt my hand, straightened my thumb back out, was so happy. Awesome! Yes! That is amazing good news, Glenda. Glad you remember to tell us. Thank you. And Glenda's over here catching possums. Laura's got 6 dogs. Andrea's got all the rabbits, and Glenda's over here catching possums. We're a animal friendly group. Oh, Laura says, fortunately, Tammy's live is at a time when I can relax a bit. Awesome, yay! That's what I hope for. That's what I hope for. And you guys are getting to see me do the most boring thing in the whole quilting world, is pressing fabric. Starching and pressing fabric. I'm just glad for the company, you guys. We got 15 minutes, so when we hit that 15 minutes, this will be all I do for the night. Like, I'm not going to finish it up. I gotta go take meds and get in bed. It is that medicine time. They did change my medicine time. So the medicine I was taking in the morning, now I'm taking at night. So that is one adjustment that they've made to my medicines lately. But that's the only real big thing that they've done. Oh, golly. Rayanne says that she has one dog that is in kidney failure, and the other one has started having seizures. That is not cool. Not very cool at all. That's rough. That's rough to put with. Glenda says, there's a blessing, Laura. My brain don't work right most of the time. Oh, you still crack me up, though. You still crack me up, Glenda. You got me. You got me. Okay, this is one of those fabrics that kind of feels like It's not one of those linen ones, like what Alicia was talking about. It's not the cotton linen mixture, the Essex ones, but it kind of feels like it. Like it has that texture to it, but it doesn't look like it. So, it's not one of my favorites either. It's a pretty color, but it just does not have a texture that I like. And yes, I am heavily starching. And this is a 50% starch water mixture. Like I use heavy starch normally. Glenda says, "Oh, Ray, so sorry." Yes. Alicia's going to bed. She's going to call it a night. Have a good night. Oh, good night, Alicia. Thank you for coming to hang out. Thank you for introducing yourself to us. Glad to have you anytime. Laura says, "I find it starching and pressing fabric relaxing. I could be doing that, but I'm crocheting, and I finished 3 small pumpkins for my daughter." Yay! See, I can't crochet. You can do all the crochet for me. And before anybody says, I have tried crochet. I have tried knitting. I was a little bit more successful with knitting than I was with crochet, but only by a very little bit, okay? I am not successful with projects like that. Laura says that she has some on the Essex fabric and don't care for it. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm guessing it's okay. It's just, like, it's just not my thing. I won't be doing that again, is the way I'm going to put it. I'm going to dry this wet spot on my ironing board where my iron sputtered a little bit. Try to burn it a little bit and get it to dry. It's a deep wet spot. My iron spit. My iron spits. At least it spits on the ironing board and not at me. You know, at me would be a little bit more painful. That one's getting there. It's a little drier. Yeah, I'm not a fan of these. I'm really not. Like, the regular cottons are fine, but not the Essex ones. They're not doing it for me. Laura says you have to look while doing it. I've been doing it a very long time. Christina says she crochets, just learned how to knit, English paper piecing, sewing, and I'm learning how to quilt. Yay! Well, I can teach most anything and everything with quilting. I can teach some of the basics with, like, some things, but some things I can teach intricate stuff. The temperature quilt that we are doing, that I will be issuing the pattern out at between Christmas and New Year's, is a paper pieced pattern. If you have an AccuQuilt cutter and you buy the 11.5-inch double wedding ring die, then that will make some of the process a little bit easier, but you still do need the pattern for the paper piecing part of it. I do know how to English paper piece. My hands do not support me doing that now. So anything that I can do by machine versus doing by hand, I am doing by machine now because I physically am struggling with it. The crocheting problem, and I have the same problem with hand embroidery. I am one of those types of people that I pull everything tight, and you can't do that with crochet if you want it to look right. But do I still do it? Yes, of course I still do it. So I pull everything way too tight, and I can't get the hook back in. It's so frustrating. I can cross stitch day and night. I can cross stitch better than I can hand bind. Do I have time to cross stitch? No, that's another issue. I don't have time. But I can cross stitch, but I can't hand embroider for the same reasons that I don't crochet or knit, for that matter. I can weave, but I can't crochet or knit because I do pull everything way too tight. Weaving, I don't have a problem with. I can get that working, but I can't. The others, I pull everything. I really do. I sit there and I overthink it and I tighten things up. It's just, it is not my craft. It is not my craft. If there's a way to pull it tight with consistency every time, then I would do it. But I over tighten. I definitely over tighten with yarn. Laura says that she does all of the above and cross stitch, machine and hand embroidery. I do machine embroidery. You guys saw that recently. Halloween Town is needing to be quilted, but it is off the wall because the puzzle mystery quilt is up. Yeah, I machine embroider. I just don't hand embroider. Do not hand embroider. Laura says I do some embroidery, but not much. Katie says I used to embroider when I was a teenager, but now I doubt I could do it again after 4 decades. Can't remember how to do it. It's kind of like riding a bike. I know that sounds crazy that who just told you I can't physically do it, is telling you that, but it is kind of like riding a bike. It's one of those skills. If you can learn how to do it once, you can learn how to do it again. I mean, you're going to have a little bit of a learning hiccup where you're picking things back up. But if you could do it before, you can do it again. I've never been able to I've never been able to crochet or knit successfully. I cannot figure out keeping my stitches not too tight. So a book would help. Let's see. Christina says I used to be really tight with my tension crocheting. Learned going up a hook size to start off my foundation row, then deep down to my normal hook. It helped with tension. I have a set of crochet hooks, and they're in a cute little case that I made. My stepson from a previous marriage could cross stitch, and he was crochet. He also cross stitched, but he could crochet, and he was really good at it. I have never been able to pick up the delicacy between the two. Now, I will say this, because this is going to sound really, really odd to you guys. So I cannot do the delicacy of crochet or knitting without over tightening. However, I can do machine stitching, to do hem stitching, to do heirloom sewing. Guys, if there's an heirloom sewing technique that can be done on a machine, I can figure out how to do it, or I know where to look to figure out how to do it, and I can do it. But if it is done by hand, forget it. If it's done by hand, you might as well give it up. It is not happening. Let's see. Laura says, I agree, Tammy. It comes back to you. I hadn't done it in years, and now I do it. I can do it in the car or on a plane. Laura also uses a larger hook for a foundation row. I'm not sure that I would even get that, because as soon as it comes off that hook, I pull. I cannot let it go. Like, I can't. I don't know what it is about seeing holes in yarn that I cannot let it go and just let it be. I physically feel like I have to go back and play with it, and I fidget with it until I screw it up. I mean, one of my grandmothers tried to teach me as a child, when I was a child, to crochet, and she could not get me past the first row. Katie loves to crochet. Awesome. See, you guys can crochet me stuff, and that would be fine, because I can't do it myself. Like, I don't even stock yarn unless it's for crafting, because oh, it's my shadow. Okay. Like, what is this dark mark on my face? It's my shadow for my glasses, guys. Oh. Not every craft is for everyone. That's true. That's very true. Now, I do have a plan. I'm going to do an heirloom quilt. I think it's a 2026 plan. I don't think it's 2025. I don't think it's going to make it into 2025. I think it's 2026. But I have a plan to make a quilt with heirloom laces and batik, or not batik, but batiste fabrics, like very lightweight cottons. I have eyelet fabrics that I still have left over from one of my grandmothers. And so I'm going to turn my laces and my heirloom sewing techniques and things into a quilt. I don't know what it's going to look like yet. I haven't even gotten that far. I think 2025 is going to be my planning year for it. But I do want to turn a quilt into an heirloom quilt, even though it's like not necessarily heirloom fabrics or like, you know, vintage. Not everything in it will be vintage. But I do think I want to create an heirloom quilt with like heirloom sewing techniques, because I can do those on the machine. I can definitely do those on the machine. Alright, so this is going to be the last one I press for tonight, because it is 3 minutes till. And as soon as that alarm goes off, my neighbor downstairs will start banging on the ceiling if I am too loud in here. So, we have gotten a good stack. Look at all this, guys. We've gotten all of this pressed. It's a huge stack of fabrics. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 15, 17, 18. We got 18 of the fabrics pressed. We still have a good stack to go, but that's okay. We will deal with it later. But I'm not going to press anymore because that will create a little bit too much noise for downstairs. Gotta love neighbors, right? Gotta love neighbors. So this too, let's see, I have a lot of antique linens that I'd love to make into a quilt. Yeah, so 2026 is our plan. It's going to be 2026 because I have still got to figure out how I want it to go together, because it is going to take a lot of planning. It is not going to be a simple, like, fly by the seat of your pants kind of quilt. You can't do that with heirloom sewing. You do kind of have to go into heirloom sewing with some kind of plan. So 2025 will be the planning year, so that we can get it done in 2026. So Tuesday night is going to be Sew and Tell. Let me get you guys off of this so you guys aren't looking at an empty ironing board. Empty, dirty ironing board. Let me add that. Okay, so Tuesday night is going to be Sew and Tell. If you have not already put something into the Facebook group or sent me an email with your Sew and Tell, if you want to submit something for November, please think about doing that between now and 3 o'clock Mountain Standard Time on Tuesday. I need a few hours to make sure I've got everything together, so get it to me by 3 p.m. Tuesday afternoon. And we go live at 6 p.m. Tuesday. Then you guys will see me back here on Thursday night at 6 p.m. And you will also see Kathy from My Hobby Home. So if you've not met Kathy, if you've not checked out her channel, go ahead and mark it on the Tuesday night is always 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So it'll be 6 p.m. your time now, because you are almost at 10 o'clock. So it'll be 6 p.m. your time Tuesday night. Thursday night will also be 6 p.m. There's my alarm. Okay. Can I turn it off?
That's it.
There we go. Okay. So Tuesday night will be 6 p.m. for Sew and Tell. We'll start Sew and Tell about 6:30. That's usually what I do. About there, 6:15, 6:30. Then Thursday night will be with My Hobby Home. Kathy from My Hobby Home will be over here, coming to hang out, and then we will have the next Sunday night live. So Tuesday and Thursday are already up on the calendar, already up on the YouTube channel. So if you want to go put those so you turn off notifications for them, go ahead and go turn those notifications on. By Sunday, I will have the rest of the month put up on the channel. So I know it's kind of slow getting into November, but by Sunday, by this time next week, I will have the rest of the month up. We will have a live on Thanksgiving Day. So we will go live at our normal 6 p.m. time on Thanksgiving Day. Kathy should be able to be here with me. If not, I will go up by myself. Either way, but we will be up on Thanksgiving Day. So if you need a break from everything going on with your family, or not having family coming to visit, or whatever is going on Thanksgiving Day, we will be live here. I will also be live on Christmas Day. So if you were already looking forward towards plans, we are going to make some time Christmas Day. I don't know what time yet, but we will make some time Christmas Day. So you're not sitting there with nothing to watch, and nowhere to go hang out on Christmas Day, guys. And then coming up on January 1st, New Year's Day, we are going to do a Zoom. So it will not be broadcast on YouTube. You'll get sign-up options sometime in December. We will do the sign-ups for the New Year's Day live. So you can come hang out, and if you want to work on the mystery quilt from Stitch in Heaven, that's what I'm going to be working on that day. And if you want to join in on working on that, you absolutely can. If you have another project, you can work on that too. But that will also, you guys will see more announcements coming up then as well. Laura says, I know I won't be able to make it on Thanksgiving because we host about 24 for dinner. Yeah, there's a lot of people who do. And then, my husband and I, we're not even going to cook a turkey this year, I don't think. We're going very low key because we have a lot of expenses this month that we normally wouldn't have. So we are not doing a big Thanksgiving like we have in the past. So it's just going to be the two of us. We don't have any family coming into town. We don't have, friends coming over or anything like that. So it's going to be a very low-key day for us. So I will definitely have time to come out here and be live and come hang out with you guys too. So yeah, there will be a spot if you want to come hang out. If you don't and you want to watch replay, you absolutely can. I do not want to take away from any time that you're spending with your own families. So, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every last one of you being here. If you've not already hit the thumbs up or thumbs down, please hit it before you leave. That way YouTube knows that you are happy to be here, that you enjoyed hanging out with the content here. So I will see you guys Tuesday night for Show and Tell. Alright, thank you for being here. Have a blessed week until